Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Student Wellness. This is our next video event for this week. I hope you all had a great reading week and hopefully got some relaxation in. If you had to catch up on some things, hopefully you got caught up. And hopefully you did do some of the self-care topics that we were talking about previously in our wellness event. If you did, that's great. If you haven't had a chance to look at the video yet, if you just go into our page, if you go to the drop down, there are the previously recorded videos there, so you can go back and watch it for some ideas. You may want to explore those ideas in the coming month or two, especially with finals coming up. You might find it useful. Today we are going to be talking about how to build your own exam stress kit. So these can look quite different for each person. You do want to tailor it towards your needs, but to start you are going to need a box to put all of this in. So it's something that if you feel that you have a lot of midterms going on right now, maybe it's useful at this time, or maybe in the coming weeks you will find it useful. If not, finals are going to be coming up, so you may want to kind of have it packed up and ready to go for that time frame. So that's why we're going to start looking at this now. So I've chosen quite a large box. So you'll see here, and it just opens. Yours doesn't have to be this big. It can be bigger if you need it to be. It just depends on what you want to put in it. You'll see why mine is this size, just based on the things that I will be showing that you can put in it. Some of the items are a bit larger, so that's why that larger box is needed for you. You may not like everything that I'm putting in mine, so you may want to put something different. You may want to downsize it, put less in it. That's fine as well. Again, really tailor it to what you feel that you need and will help you during stressful times around exams. In the links below, you're going to see some examples, so things that you may want to include. So you can just click on those links there. There's also some information about, how to de-stress, some of the resources that we do have on campus, especially resources that you may want to use during those stressful exam periods. So it's all in the links below. You can just click through for some of those resources. They're great resources, so I do encourage you to look through. If you need any more resources, feel free to contact me. There is that form below that you can fill out, and then I can add some to the website. You can also include comments on there on things that you may want to see included moving forward, or if there's any improvements that you think that I could make or that you would like to see again in the future, because we will still be having more student wellness events. Feel free to put it in there and those will come directly to me. All right, so to start, you can start with whatever you prefer. I'm just going to kind of work through my list here. So first, you can include your favorite scented candle. So when you're feeling those times of stress, it might be helpful to have that calming, that smell for you that really calms you, or makes you, think of happy things. So maybe a moment in time where that was a smell that brings you back a really good memory, anything like that. Look for one of those candles. If it's an essential oil, you can put that in as well. Sometimes people do find some of those essential oils can be calming themselves, so you can put one of those in there. Just whatever is appropriate for your situation. So I've chosen my candle. It is quite large, so again, that's why the larger box is needed. So you'll just want to put that in there. Next, you can do something like your favorite tea. If you don't like tea, maybe you like hot chocolate, so you can get those little packs, or you can put some in a bag, and then you can just put that hot chocolate mixture in there as well. If you don't like either one of those, but maybe you like coffee, maybe have something like a Keurig or an espresso, you can always get one of the pods and toss that in there. Anything really like that will last a while is going to be useful here. So just whatever your preference is. So I have chosen a tea, so I'm going to put that in there. And then moving along, so that again can be calming, sitting and sipping, your tea or your hot chocolate or your coffee, anything that really you find does relax you and maybe brings you a bit of joy. I know we all can feel that, or a lot of us can feel that with coffee some of the time. So that's why I say coffee might be more beneficial for you in that case. Just whatever your preference is, put it on in there. Another thing that you may want to put in your stress kit is something to kind of give you a little bit of a break. So for some people that might be, reading a book. For other people, it might be doing some coloring. So maybe you can get a coloring book or something to draw on. For others, it might be doing something like a crossword or doing a small puzzle. So something that you can do, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time, especially because you are studying. That is kind of the point of these exam stress kits. So you don't want to take too much time away. You wouldn't want to take something that requires hours and hours to do, because that's probably going to stress you out more taking that much time away from studying. But it's meant to give you a little bit of a break in between. So when you're doing things like a puzzle or you're reading a book, you can read a chapter, you can work on a little corner of the puzzle, and it's something you can go back to. So if you need, a break later on, maybe a couple hours later, you've done some more studying and you'd like to have another break, it's something that's easy to return to, without it kind of screwing everything up. So that's the kind of things that you are looking for. So if it's your favorite book, you can put your book in there. If it is a puzzle, you can put that in there. So maybe get one of those smaller ones. If it is a larger one, then you will need a larger surface. And again, just remember they are meant for smaller breaks. So maybe taking a really long break is not going to be beneficial for you. Of course, in some cases it might be, but what we're really trying to focus on with these exam stress kits is to get those little bits of breaks so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming. So sometimes, you're right in the middle of studying, things feel really stressful, and you need to take a break and just write out your thoughts, write out how you're feeling, what you're going through. So you can include a journal. So it can be a little small one. It can be something that you've made. So if you go back to my gratitude journaling video, in there's some links on how to actually make a journal. So if you're really crafty and that's something that you'd like to do, you can create your own journal and then include that in there as well. Sometimes journaling does help. Writing things down, just how you're feeling and getting it all out can be enough of a break for you to be able to then focus on studying again. So it might be something that you want to include. Now, usually when you're studying, you have a pen nearby, but in case you don't, it might be good to include that pen in there as well. That way you don't have to get up and go look for one during your break. Another thing that I do encourage you to do, and this is something that you would want to do to prepare for the stress kit. So a lot of the items in here are items that are already made or that you may have around or that you may be purchasing. So it's not something that you really have to sit down and prepare. You're just putting it in the box. This task is going to be more so of preparation. So this is going to be maybe taking some cue cards. It doesn't have to be cue cards. It could be a Post-it note. Instead of using that book as a journal, you could be using it for this. What I am referring to here is writing down some of the resources. So sometimes when things get really stressful and they're just not going well, it can be difficult to then go online or reach out and try to find those supports. So if you already have them written down, so I would recommend, putting what it is. So whether it's, good to talk, and you just need to put good to talk in the phone number, whether it's one of the resources that we have on campus. So the wellness center, student health, one of those types of areas, you can put their office on there, their contact information, whether that's, via email or a phone number. put that on there. It could be academic counseling as well. So you can put, our contact info on there. Ours does require you to do a bit of clicking, just because we do have a help portal. So you're creating a ticket, but you could even just write it down with the website. So you don't have to look for the website. You can just type it in. It can be a reminder that we are here to help. Same thing with the other offices on campus or the other offices that may be out, in the community. Maybe you're not using Western's resources, but you're using other resources. If you're, you have your doctor's phone number you can put on there. If you're already seeing, a therapist, you can put their contact information on there. So it's just helpful to have it handy if you need it. You may never need to use it, but it's good to have. And those things are usually valid going forward. So even if you don't need it this exam period, in case something comes up down the road, you're always going to have that information. Of course, you may just want to check it just because sometimes phone numbers or email addresses can change. They don't change often, but they can. So you may just want to do a little bit of back checking just to make sure that nothing's changed. But again, these are things that you can use moving forward. So I do encourage you to do that. I think it is very helpful, especially when or if you get into a situation where you might need it. And the other thing that you may want to use, again, these cue cards, Post-it notes, whatever the case may be, you may want to put some encouraging thoughts to yourself. So, whether it's, you're doing great, keep up the great work, whatever it is for you that you find encouraging, write those on there and just remind yourself that you're doing everything that you can do. You're doing well. Keep going. Just make it positive and encouraging. Sometimes when we're feeling a bit down or a bit stressed out, we need to hear those things. So you can write those things to yourself. Maybe somebody has in the past written you a note, a letter, a text, whatever it is. You can always print it out or write it out, and then you can store that in there as well. So it can be a comment from somebody else that's giving you encouragement, and you might find that more beneficial. So anything that you really think might give you encouragement when you feel like things are not quite as easy as you were hoping it would be, or if things are a bit stressful and you just need that encouragement, anything that you think will work there, put it in the stress kit. Some people find that, their favorite snack, specifically dark chocolate, has been said to, reduce stress levels. So maybe that's something that you want to keep in there. Maybe for you, puzzles and, reading books and things aren't really what you would want to do in your downtime that relieves your stress. Maybe for you, it's doing a little bit of a workout. So maybe you want to include, a small weight in there, or one of those resistance bands. Or if you do any workout videos, you can put that in there as well. Something, again, that's relatively short. Or, maybe making a note, go for a quick walk, go for a short walk around the block. Again, whatever that may be for you, whether that's painting your nails or sitting and watching, a short show, whatever it is going to be that relieves some stress for you and kind of takes your mind away from it for a little bit, a short period of time, and then it can refocus you so that you can get back to studying. So these are the things that I think is important to think about when you are making your stress kit. Again, some of those items you may not want to include. You may not feel that it's needed. I do definitely encourage, though, the resources. I think that's a good thing to have in there, as well as the positive words towards yourself or ones that others have given you. I think that those are very important. The other ones, you can just kind of do whatever you feel is going to be best for you. The main thing is something that's going to help you through your studying, to help calm you so that you don't get too stressed out. Of course, always contacting us if you're not sure what to do and you're feeling really, really stressed, please reach out. There might be some resources that we can give you. or we might be able to give you some advice. So please feel free to connect with us. Other than that, that's really it. Again, if you have questions for me, you can always include that in the forum below. Otherwise, you can view all of our previous videos in the drop down below. This will be up. We usually leave them up about a week, sometimes a couple of weeks. Just depends on what we have going on. But again, if this video is not up on the main part, you can find it in the previous videos. So please go back and have a look. I'll likely have this posted on our website close to finals as well, just to be a gentle reminder that this is something that you can do and how to go about doing it. So stay tuned for our next wellness video. It will be coming up soon. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.